Wado, the God and the Yaya and Ejalaga, Dodago Hai.
We're going to get started here shortly. If everyone would make their way to their seats. It's a little behind schedule, but family reunions never run on time, folks. They never run on time, and that's a beautiful thing. All right. Osiao Nigada. Good morning. Welcome to the 72nd Annual Cherokee National Holiday State of the Nation Address. I'm Kanan Duncan, the Deputy Secretary of State, and I'm honored to serve as your MC today. I'd like to thank both Cherokee National Treasurer Tommy Wildcat and the Cherokee National Youth Choir for starting us off with beautiful performances. The Cherokee National Holiday commemorates the signing of the Cherokee Nation Constitution in 1839. The work of our ancestors means that today, the Cherokee Nation remains the same Cherokee Nation that has existed since time immemorial. It means we stand today as the tribe that is the exclusive party to every treaty between Cherokees and the United States of America. And we exercise exclusive tribal jurisdiction over the Cherokee Nation Reservation. All of this and more was secured by our ancestors who stood together. They found common ground to move forward upon. So as we proceed today, let us think about our ancestors. Let us think of the Cherokee community values that they have passed down. Values like to live and support each other in all that we do. After all, values like this guided them to where we are today, and they'll undoubtedly guide us into our bright future. This year's Cherokee National Holiday theme is Weaving Our Future, which illustrates the traditional story of the water spider, or Cononesk, one of the smallest creatures that demonstrated that no matter how small, every one of us Cherokees that makes up the more than 460,000 citizens can make, amen. They can make significant impacts and contributions to the fabric of Cherokee culture and the future generations of Cherokees. It is now my honor to introduce someone I enjoy working for and admire her leadership. But more importantly, I'm proud of who she is as a Cherokee and the way she conducts herself in every aspect of her daily life. Please welcome to the stage Cherokee Nation Secretary of State, Shella Bolin.
OCO, and welcome home, Cherokees, good friends and neighbors. I am Shella Bolin, Cherokee Nation Secretary of State, and today I am filled with immense gratitude and pride to stand alongside Principal Chief Chuck Hoskin and Deputy Chief Warner and represent the leadership of our executive cabinet. This annual homecoming weekend is the event we all look forward to most each year. It is time for us to celebrate as one people. It's time to be resilient, strong, and thriving. So today, whether we've traveled a distant state or town, if you live right here in the heart of Cherokee Nation Reservation, we welcome you home. Reconnecting with friends, family, sharing our successes with our fellow citizens, and assessing the progress we have made as a nation and as the largest tribe in America is both a time of healing and reflection. These moments over Labor Day weekend are highlighted by the parade, enjoying our arts, the games, the music, the the camaraderie and the respect we show one another. This essence of Gadugi, working together towards a common goal, is what makes the annual Cherokee National Holiday so meaningful. It is and will always be a celebration of our history, culture, and the promise of a better future. This weekend, as we reflect on the years that has passed, we recognize the remarkable achievements that have strengthened our nation. These milestones would not be possible without the leadership and staff we have in place who embody the values we all believe in. Thank you. In the past year, we have built more homes for Cherokee families, expanded opportunities for Cherokees to gather in local community centers, and increase access to physical and behavioral wellness services for Cherokees. The Council, the Chief, and his administration continue to work on the things that impact the lives of our families, like an increased minimum wage, more educational opportunities, and better jobs, and the things that protect our planet, including green energy efforts. And I am blessed to play a small role in the history we are making together. As we embrace this weekend of fellowship, let us honor our past and the spirit of those who came before us, especially as we recognize the anniversary of the reunification of our tribe and the signing of our Constitution after removal. Under Chief Hoskin and Deputy Chief Warner, and with the leadership and guidance of the Council, we are creating a new legacy of hope and optimism and elevating our citizens like never before. Wado.
Wado, Secretary of State Bolin. Let's hear it one more time for Secretary of State Shella Bolin. Well, at this time, I ask if you are able to please stand for the posting of the colors by the Cherokee Nation Veterans Color Guard, the Star-Spangled Banner, Pledge of Allegiance, and America the Beautiful, sung by the Cherokee National Youth Choir. Color Guard, please post the colors.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wado, and please remain standing, if you are able, as Reverend Matthew B. Scraper comes forward and delivers a blessing.
Would you pray with me? Gracious Creator, we come before you today with gratitude for so very many things. We're grateful for today and for this weekend, for the opportunity to celebrate and renew ties with family and with friends. We're grateful for the cloudy skies, which in the heat of the summer are a mercy all their own. But today especially, we're grateful for three things. we are especially grateful for those who have come before us, whose faithfulness, whose steadfastness, and whose indomitable spirit have built a strong foundation, the legacy of which we carry today. We're grateful, God, for those who are a part of our community, who wherever they are, whether it be here at home in this sacred place, across the United States or around the country, continue to share our culture, our traditions, and our values, and build upon the foundation that was set before us by those who've gone before us. And we give you thanks, God, for those who even now are leading us toward what we have yet to become. We give you thanks for the opportunity to be a part of that work, for the vision that is guiding us forward, and for all that you have yet to do through us. We pray that you would bless us today, that you would bless our celebrations, that you would bless our reunions, and that you would bless our people and those who are leading us in your name. Amen.
Please remain. I'm just kidding. You guys can sit down. Well, thank you all. Thank you, Reverend Scraper, for that beautiful blessing. And again, let's recognize the Cherokee National Youth Choir for that amazing performance. A common theme you will hear today is Gadugi. It is what we at Cherokee Nation center our service around. I am proud that this view is shared by the Council of the Cherokee Nation, who has demonstrated time and time again that we are all better when we work together. At this time, here to speak on behalf of the Council, it is my pleasure to welcome to the stage, from District 9, Speaker of the Council, Mike Shambaugh.
That's a long walk. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. CO. I'm Speaker Mike Shambaugh, and Council of the Cherokee Nation welcomes you to the 72nd Annual Cherokee National Holiday. I have served on the Tribal Council for 7 years, and this is my last State of the Nation address as Speaker. While I could entertain you with stories of my time on the council, what I'd really like to convey is my appreciation for the Cherokee people, our administration, and my fellow councilors. I've enjoyed serving you and have been witness to many beneficial changes in services and opportunities for our tribe during my tenure. Over the past year, several measures passed by the Council come to mind, including the Cherokee Nation Constitution requiring redistricting and a Constitution question to be addressed. A new district map was approved, and a vote of the people spoke volumes of the effectiveness of our tribal leaders. Council also approved legislation creating the new Comprehensive Cherokee Nation Education Act of 2024, which sets aside an additional $95,000 for scholarship funding for college education and establishes a leadership fund with $5,000 merit scholarships in each of the 15 council districts, 2 for at-large citizens, and scholarships named for the office of Principal Chief and Deputy Chief. The Council unanimously passed the Durban Filling Language Act of 2024. This act permanently authorizes funding and advancement of Cherokee language preservation. Our Cherokee language is not merely a means of communication. It is an essential vessel for cultural heritage, identity, and historic knowledge. This act is an essential step towards safeguarding the Cherokee language for generations to come. In closing, I am proud of the work my fellow counselors and I have completed over the years and will miss working alongside them, as well as Chief Hoskin and Deputy Chief Warner. And by the way, in my tenure, I've seen a pandemic. I've seen a governor who has attacked our sovereignty. I've seen people within our tribe say horrible things about our tribe and our leaders. Chief Hoskin, Deputy Warner, tribal council members, I will tell you this: anytime, anywhere, I will gladly go to war with you to protect the rights of our nation and our people. I know today's Cherokee Nation is a proud and strong nation. We are strong today because we know our strength lies within our people. That's the way it was in the beginning. That's how it still is today. May the Creator bless you all and continue to bless the Cherokee Nation. I hope you enjoy your holiday weekend. And by the way, skinny jeans rock. Well, don't.
Let's hear it for Speaker Mike Shambaugh. What, Deputy Speaker, or Speaker Shambaugh, for your powerful words. We have so many fantastic people here with us today, including those watching virtually and those attending here in person. As I look around, I see so many Cherokee families and friends who are here. What to each and every one of you for joining us today. We're also joined by many dignitaries and special guests who have prioritized celebrating today with us. Please join me in welcoming them as they are announced. First and foremost, our Principal Chief, Mr. Chuck Hoskin, Jr. We also have our First Lady of the Cherokee Nation, Miss January Hoskin. And First Daughter of the Cherokee Nation, Miss Jasmine Hoskin. We're also pleased to have your Deputy Principal Chief, Mr. Brian Warner. We also have with him Miss Mako Warner. Their wonderful kids are over there playing, but they're listening too as well. They're listening to what's going on. So please hold your applause until all members of the Council of the Cherokee Nation have been introduced. You just heard from him, Cherokee Nation Council Speaker, Mike Shambaugh. Listen, guys, it's probably not going to work out where you hold your applause, so let's just roar it. Oh, thank you. As well, we are also pleased to have the first son of the Cherokee Nation, Mr. Tristan Hoskin. Okay, from District 1 of the Tribal Council, Sasha Black Fox Qualls. District 2, Dr. Candessa Teehee. From District 3, Councilor Lisa Hall. From District 4, Dr. Mike Dobbins. From District 5, E.O. Junior Smith. From District 6, Councilman Darrell Legg. From District 7, Councilman Joshua Sam. From District 8, Councilman Cody Poindexter. From District 10, Councilwoman Melvina Shotpouch. Let me also add to that, First Language Cherokee Speaker, Councilwoman Melvina Shotpouch. From District 13, Joe Deere. We have Deputy Speaker of the Council. From District 14, Mr. Kevin Easley, Jr. Secretary of the Tribal Council from District 12, Councilwoman Dora Smith-Padskowski. From District 15, Councilman Danny Callison. Representing the at-large district of the Cherokee Nation, Councilman Johnny Jack Kidwell. Also representing the at-large district, Councilwoman Dr. Julia Coates. And as you guys are aware, we had a vacancy to fill in District 11, recently confirmed in the Rules Committee, Councilwoman Kendra McGady. Now I'd like to introduce members of the Cherokee Nation Supreme Court and District Court. Justice Shauna Baker. Justice Mark Dobbins. Justice John C. Garrett. Justice Rex Earl Starr. Justice Tina Glory Jordan. Judge Luke Bartow. Judge Nathan Bernard. Judge Amy Page. And Judge Janice Purcell. Members of the Cherokee Nation Cabinet are here with us today. Great friend and mentor, Secretary of Veteran Affairs, Mr. S. Joe Crittenden. You've been to a few of these, haven't you, Secretary? We're also pleased to have the Marshal of the Cherokee Nation here with us, Shannon Buell. Heard from her a moment ago, our Secretary of State, Ms. Shella Bolin. Our Secretary of Natural Resources, Ms. Christina Justice. A hawk for tribal sovereignty, our Attorney General, Mr. Chad Harsha. The Treasurer of the Cherokee Nation, Ms. Janice Taylor. And watching at home, she's here with us in spirit, our Delegate to Congress, Ms. Kim Teehee. I'd like to rephrase that because she's watching at home. The Delegate to Congress, Ms. Kim Teehee. Our Chief of Staff of the Cherokee Nation, Mr. Corey Bunch. Members of the sub-cabinet include Special Envoy to the United States Department of the Treasury, Trey Lenna Scott. Special Envoy for International Affairs and Language Preservation, Mr. Joe Byrd. Special Advisor, Todd Enlow. And myself, Deputy Secretary of State, Kanan Duncan. Also want to add, Mr. Enlow also serves as the Director of our Housing Authority of the Cherokee Nation. We're also pleased to have members from Cherokee Nation businesses here with us. We have Executive Chairman and former Principal Chief, Mr. Bill John Baker. The CEO, Chuck Garrett. And with any members from the Cherokee Nation Foundation, if you serve on a board or commission for the Cherokee Nation, please stand and be recognized. We're also honored to have many friends with us today from tribal, federal, state, and local governments. We appreciate all of our county and city elected officials who are great partners of the Cherokee Nation. If you are here today representing those groups, please stand so you can be recognized. I also want to recognize our university education and economic development partners with us here today. If you are here, please stand and be recognized. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our Cherokee Nation Youth Ambassadors. Would each of the Youth Ambassadors please stand to be recognized? Some tired, hot faces, but whenever they heard the applause, they all got smiles on their faces. And I want to recognize each of them by name. Miss Maggie Rhodes. Miss Ella Raper. Miss Elsie Van. Soft applause, she's napping. Mr. Cooper Evans. Mr. Caden Evans. Newly crowned Junior Miss Cherokee, Daisy Starr. And newly crowned Miss Cherokee, Ella Mounts. I'd be remiss if I also didn't include two former little ambassadors who are here with us, Mr. Ryan Altaffer, Miss Sky Rodwell. We're also joined by former Junior Miss Cherokee who served so well, Miss Addison Rouse. And also our former Miss Cherokee who also served so well, Miss Keely Sanders. I know there's plenty of visiting royalty here with us today. If you are here visiting as royalty, please stand so we can recognize you. Would the 2024 Remember the Removal Bike Riders please stand to be recognized? Would the Cherokee Nation Tribal Youth Council please stand to be recognized? Each year, the Cherokee Nation pays tribute to Cherokee citizens and groups who exemplify Cherokee ways of life. This past Thursday, the honors for patriotism, statesmanship, community leadership, both organizations and individuals, National Treasure, and the Samuel Wooster Award were given by Chief Hoskin and Deputy Chief Warner during a special dinner banquet. Would all honorees please stand as I call your name? Parade Marshal Clifton Pettit. Statesmanship Award winners John M. McGrath and Phil G. Busey Sr. Patriot Award went to General Archer L. Durham. Community Leadership Awards went to the Cherokee Cultural Community in Dewey, as well as the Kansas City Cherokee community. Individual Leadership Awards went to Sam Ford and Cheryl Cohenhauer. And our newly designated national treasures, first one, Miss Louisa Soap. Mr. Darrell Littledeer. And Mr. Roy Boney Jr. Samuel Worcester Award went to the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, Eastern Oklahoma VA Healthcare System. Following this short video, as soon as it's over, I'd like to invite to the stage a strong Cherokee leader and friend, our Deputy Principal Chief, Mr. Brian Warner.
Folks, we have varied backgrounds, we had varied talents, but we all contribute to the vibrant tapestry of our tribe. As Cherokee people, our diversity is our strength, inclusivity, and the spirit of Godoogie is something that is paramount as we grow together. So let us move forward with the purpose, mindful of our roles, mentoring our youth, and learning from those who came before us and those that are with us today. We will find such inspiration from the 7 sacred directions. Each of them represent that unique path that leads us towards unity and inner wellness. By remembering our Cherokee lifeways, we will continue to ensure that we face the world with wisdom, compassion, and strength, a gift from the providence that has guided our people since time immemorial. May the Creator guide us on our journey of individual growth and shared Cherokee prosperity. See you on the God. Man, that feels good. I'll tell you what, I've been sitting here watching this crowd, and I look over at our little ambassador, and she's laying there with her mama, and my mama didn't get to come, but I've been trying to talk Mako into holding me just like that. I mean, that's the best spot. And to all of you folks that brought these kiddos out here, thanks be to God to you, because my boys needed somebody to play with for a little while. But my fellow Cherokees, it's an honor to stand before you today as we gather in the spirit of unity and progress. I want to especially recognize my wife, Mako, and my sons. Caden didn't get to come with us today, but that boy is making us proud each and every day. He is working a steady job, and I just couldn't be prouder of my oldest son, Caden. But Luke and Clayton, thank you all for being there for us. And I want to have a special shout out to somebody. Man, she really makes our family just tight and unique. And my mom does a great thing, but my mother-in-law, Miss Kay Turner. I mean, what, raised in Locust Grove. My biggest critic and my biggest fan. So I couldn't do it without her. So thank you, Keek. If you're out there and you see my mother-in-law, pat her on the back and tell her thank you, because she is one tough, proud Cherokee woman. So wado to her. This is my world, folks. And, you know, when I look today, it's a blessed and beautiful day. The chief and I get up every day focused on our mission. And that mission is empowering our families, protecting our communities, and promoting our culture. As we share that mission together with the council, the cabinet, and most importantly, every single one of our Cherokee Nation employees who are not just here today and over the course of this weekend, but who work tirelessly day in and day out, behind the scenes, in the trenches, making things happen at the Cherokee Nation. Let's give our employees a round of applause. I say wado to all of our employees. They just make it so special. And it's an honor to work side by side with each of you as we continue to lift up and continue to deliver services to our people. Today, we celebrate this annual holiday with the fitting 2024 theme of Weaving Our Future. I want to take a short moment of reflection and read a verse of importance to me, and it's something that I've shared before. In Ecclesiastes 4:12, it says that though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves, but a cord of threefold is hardly broken. And this is so important each and every day, and I say thanks be to God, because this is the word of the Lord. And it's so important when you're talking about that cord of 3 strands, folks. I want you to think about that as we go throughout this week. But to me, this passage, it reflects the strength that comes from unity, the strength that comes from working together, and much like weaving of a basket, the collaborative efforts it takes for a community to thrive, the interwoven generations we see every day in our resilient Cherokee families, and the strength of our culture and the strength of our values. Weaving and basket making remains such an essential part of our very fabric as Cherokees. It's an art that has been passed down through several generations, symbolic of our people, as enduring as our culture. With every dignitary and VIP who visits our reservation, we bestow them a Cherokee basket as a blessing before they leave, something that I think is very important. As you know, a Cherokee basket is not just a functional object, though. It's a tangible representation of our resilience, our creativity, and our ability to adapt while holding fast to those sacred Cherokee lifeways and traditions. A Cherokee basket begins with the start. It's a very carefully woven knot that makes the frame for everything that follows. Just as our tribal government begins with the foundation of our core values, which is community, respect, integrity, and a commitment to hold one another sacred that we call Deja Da Gayu, says Steve, which hold one another's existence stingy as a mother is with the child. As a master weaver, or even a beginner, mindfully starts to choose the materials and the reeds to build this basket. They inspect them for strength, inspect them for flexibility. That's the same way that we carefully grow and nurture the programs and the services that will best serve our people day in and day out. Education, healthcare, homes, cultural preservation, economic development. These are the strong reeds that form that structure of this basket that we are forming together today. Each one is essential. Each one plays an important role, and each one is chosen with the health and the hope of our people in mind. As this basket starts to take shape, and as the weaver's hands move with direct intention, intertwining each reed in a pattern that is not just functional, but it is also beautiful. There is no different from the way that our tribal government weaves together through the diverse needs of our citizens. From those Cherokees in Sequoyah County, my home area, to those Cherokees living near the Sequoyah National Park in California, and those Cherokees living everywhere in between across this country and around this globe. No matter where home is, your government is responsive and responsible to each and every one of you. Your Cherokee government sets the blueprint nationally for caring, for concern, and compassionate government. Your government steps forward when others may retreat, when others may turn their back, when children need summer EBT programs, when the federal government tends to forget their trust responsibility throughout the treaties that were written long ago. This administration, your chief, Principal Chief Chuck Hoskin Jr., has made food sovereignty and other issues of sovereignty a direct priority, and we must stand behind this man and each and every one of us. Last year alone, we provided 500,000 pounds of locally sourced food to low-income Cherokees through our very own 1839 Meat Company. This coming year, we will continue to work with Cherokee community organizations to provide even more healthy food to our families and to our communities. Again, under this administration, we have set aside thousands of acres for hunting, for fishing, for gathering, and we signed a historic hunting and fishing agreement with the 5 tribes, preserving the traditions that our people have exercised, and we are exercising and continue to exercise our sovereign rights that were gifted to us since time immemorial. We as Cherokees ensure that our elders receive the care and the respect that they deserve, that our youth have the educational opportunities that they need to succeed, and that our cultural foundation, the Cherokee language, is preserved and passed on to future generations. Now, as we continue to take a look at this basket that we have been weaving here today, and it nears completion, the maker adds the finishing touches, ensuring that the basket is not only strong, but also reflects our unique Cherokee identity. In this same spirit, our tribal government seeks to not only meet the needs of today, but to honor our ancestors of the past and inspire future generations. Now, as we continue to weave in this proverbial basket, it's not just executed by one person alone. No, very truly, I tell you, our successes as a nation are born from all of us playing an important role. The role that God determined for each and every one of us. That is the collective power of our Cherokee people. Every Cherokee contributes to the intricate design that represents who we are. Every hand is needed. Every voice is valued. The Cherokee people strengthen the Cherokee basket. Friends, each reed that we weave together today strengthens this vessel that will carry us forward for tomorrow and the next year and the decades from now and for the next 7 generations. Remember that this is much more than a basket. It's a vessel that makes it easier for us to carry our burdens. The weaver works today to ease the load for themselves and all who come after. We are committed to providing for our people and celebrating our history and ensuring that these threads of our identity remain strong for many years to come. The Chief and I will continue to doing our part to create this eternal basket together with each and every one of you. And as we do with such great pride and boundless love for our Cherokee people, I say to you, let's remember Deja Dageyu Sesti. Let's truly remember to hold one another's existence sacred. Let's remember faith, hope, and love being the most strongest and important of those. And let's show that to one another each and every day. And you remember this. Words matter. Words matter. God, He breathed life into each and every one of us. He took up that dirt. And I've been saying this for a while. And if it didn't matter what you said, and if you don't think that doesn't matter, then what about our Cherokee language and the precious language that what we're doing to preserve these things? So what we say to one another, what we say about one another, how we continue to work together will matter in which direction we go. Are we going to go together into the future? Or are we going to go divided? Well, I say today we are together because of what we have done together to ensure that we have that opportunity each and every day to make the next day better. My dad always raised me. He said, son, I'm going to raise you to be better than me. That's my job, to raise my kids to be better than me, and it's our job collectively to raise this next generation to do greater things than we have done today. Wadon, thank you.
My fellow Cherokees, we shall not rest. We shall not rest because we are the Cherokee Nation. We are the Cherokee people, a great people whose triumphs are greater than our tragedies. We are a people who mean to surge forward, and we do not intend to fall behind. My fellow Cherokees, our nation is strong. It is strong because it rests upon a foundation of our people and our sovereignty. Our strength is growing because we're investing in those things that build up a great Cherokee society. So today, let us celebrate unity and let us celebrate progress. But for this young nation, the hour is always late. The tasks are always urgent. The challenges are always real, and the opportunities always abound. And so we have precious time to celebrate and reflect before we get back to work building this nation even stronger. I'm so proud to serve as your chief. I'm so proud to serve alongside our deputy chief. I'm so proud to work with this council. I am so proud to stand alongside our First Lady, without whom I would not be on this stage capable of leading this great nation. First Lady, I love you and thank you. My fellow Cherokees, I stand ready to gather up with all of you and get to work building up this great nation. Thank you all very much. Whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and fellow citizens of the Cherokee Nation, please join me in welcoming a leader who embodies a spirit of positive change, who exemplifies the spirit of Gadugi, working together for a common goal, and who serves our tribe with his visionary leadership and unwavering dedication. It is my distinct honor to introduce our Principal Chief, Mr. Chuck Hoskin, Jr.
Thank you. What up? What up? What up? What up? First Lady, Deputy Chief Warner, Speaker Shambaugh, members of the council, members of the cabinet, members of the judiciary, Reverend Scraper, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. We are gathered here in our capital city 185 years after our ancestors completed that brutal and destructive forced removal at the hands of the United States. We gather here 185 years after our ancestors nearly succumbed to what divided them, but had the wisdom to lean on what united them. We gather here 185 years after our ancestors forged the Act of Union, crafted a new constitution, and kept the Cherokee Nation whole as a single and unbroken body politic. Our ancestors, in the most difficult of times, kept alive what it means to be Cherokee. What drove our ancestors was the idea that they had a shared culture, a shared history, and a belief that they owed something to each other if the Cherokee people were to have a shared future. Our ancestors did not have unanimity of thought, but they had unanimity of purpose. They moved right here with a sense of urgency. Those ideas, that unity of purpose and that urgency informs everything that the Hoskin-Warder administration and this council undertakes. And so, my fellow Cherokees, that is why I can report to you, I can report to the Cherokee people that the state of this great nation is strong. There is, my friends, much to report. But if you had to judge our nation by one thing, by one action, let it be this. When the Cherokee Nation had the opportunity to help feed low-income Oklahoma children this summer, we said yes. We are the nation that in recent years stared down the foes of tribal sovereignty, asserted our treaty rights, and built stronger alliances with our friends and neighbors. We are a nation committing historic resources to health, education, and the welfare of our people. All of this means that the generation of Cherokees coming up can be a generation of Cherokees that are healthier, better educated, and better positioned to seize the great opportunities of this great Cherokee century than any generation before it. It means that Cherokees living in their twilight can live with greater security and greater dignity. And for all of us, it means that our Cherokee communities keep improving. The state of our nation is strong, but we cannot rest. We must work in the year ahead to make it stronger. We are a nation that refuses to let our language and culture slip away. Instead, we are in the midst of a Cherokee Renaissance. The Artist Recovery Act has injected millions of dollars into the great and growing community of Cherokee artists, and a new generation is emerging. We're purchasing amazing art for the public to enjoy. We're giving artists a chance to teach classes in our communities. We're helping artists get a foothold in the art marketplace. The Durban Feeling Language Act, which I signed in January, says that we should never spend less than our record-setting $18 million a year on language preservation. But the language budget that we just sent the council calls for $20.5 million for language preservation. That, my fellow Cherokees, means more immersion students, more translation work, more leveraging high tech to make our language accessible, more master apprentice students, more jobs in the language, and more care for our elder fluent speakers. On language and culture, we refuse to stand still. We just broke ground on a new language immersion middle school. My friends, the Cherokee language is making a comeback. Of course, education is now and has always been the key to a secure future for our people. That's why I am pleased to report that this year's list of scholarship recipients is over 6,700. It's a new record, and it includes over 1,000 at-large Cherokees. And this month, Deputy Chief Warner and I will send to the council the Sequoia Schools Capital Plan. This is a $65 million investment to transform that campus into a 21st century education complex worthy of the faculty, worthy of the administrators, worthy of the staff, and worthy of those students. We will have remodeled dorms, a new academic building, and a performing arts center. That's just some of the improvements we'll make. And here's the real reason that Sequoia is a 21st century learning campus. I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and I'm firm about it. At our schools, we don't ban books and we don't ban kids just because of who they see when they look in the mirror. We don't ban kids. Whether it's the thousands of college graduates or those coming out of our career training programs each year, the generation of Cherokees coming up are counting on us to make sure the jobs are there. Now, we're the proud employer of 14,000 men and women worldwide, but small businesses remain the biggest driver of this economy and every economy in the country. So I'm excited to announce that we have reached an historic agreement with the U.S. Department of Treasury to support Cherokee entrepreneurs, to support small business owners. Over the next 7 years, we're opening a pool of $86 million in loan funds to support startups and their growth and expansion of businesses across this reservation. Our most basic duty is to keep people safe. That's the most basic duty of the government of the Cherokee Nation. Last year, our criminal justice system handled over 5,500 cases. Next year, it could be even higher. My fellow Cherokees, we must make sure, we must take care that our criminal justice system doesn't consume us. We absolutely must make sure that we have a system that protects the public. We've got to wrap that blanket of protection around victims. But our system must treat everyone, including offenders, with dignity. Everybody deserves dignity. If a citizen of our nation, in our system, wants a path to accountability, wants a path to healing, wants a path to redemption, then we should help our fellow Cherokees find that path. We've got to do it. And so that's why Deputy Chief Warner and I will work with the council, we'll work with the judiciary to establish a new drug court, to make sure we have sentencing reform, and to expand our reentry program. My friends, we all know this. A key measure of our nation's strength is our relationship with the state of Oklahoma. What will weigh on us most this year is the status of our motor vehicle compact. Our TAG compact generated $258 million since 2002. We share that with all our friends and neighbors, and we invest that in the future of all Oklahomans. That's the agreement that generates millions and millions of dollars annually for public education. It's the agreement that has paved miles and miles of roads. It's the agreement that's repaired dozens and dozens of bridges. It's the agreement that sends much needed funding to local law enforcement and first responders every single year. Our TAG compact is also the agreement that shares real-time TAG data with the state so that everyone is safe and accountable during a traffic stop. It's the agreement that allows us to provide car tags to our at-large brothers and sisters across the state of Oklahoma. Now, I'm going to level with you. At the end of the year, we'll either have a car tag compact or we won't. Let me be clear. No matter what happens with our compact, come January the 1st, 2025, we will continue issuing car tags and titles to Cherokee citizens living on this reservation, no matter what. If we can negotiate a compact with Governor Kevin Stitt, we'll do it. But it needs to be a fair compact. Will we continue to share our car tag revenue with the state of Oklahoma after December 31st, 2024? That depends on Governor Stitt. So I asked Governor Stitt this, and I want you to help me. I ask him to put aside his hostility to tribal sovereignty. I ask him to stop turning state-tribal relations into some sort of contest and simply use common sense and treat the Cherokee Nation with respect. Let him hear it. Let him hear it up all the way to Oklahoma City. Let him hear it. Let him hear it. For the Cherokee people, housing is not just an important issue. The success or failure of housing either unleashes the great Cherokee potential for this great Cherokee century, or it holds us back. Housing conditions either enable a generation of Cherokees to build wealth, build strong communities, or it saps a generation of its resources and it weakens us at the grassroots. That's why in 2019, Deputy Chief Warner and I proposed the Housing, Jobs, and Sustainable Communities Act. That law is the largest housing investment in the history of the Cherokee Nation. In the 5 years since the approval of the Housing, Jobs, and Sustainable Communities Act, the Housing Authority of the Cherokee Nation completed over 2,800 individual housing projects, from a replacement home to a rehab, Compare that with around 1,600 projects in that same time period under the federal NAHASDA law. We built 363 new homes, including 4 housing additions. People who have been waiting for years to be served are now living in new homes. But as proud as we are of that investment and that progress, the time has come right now in this place to acknowledge that it has not been enough. We're conducting our first comprehensive study of housing conditions, looking at the needs across this reservation for the next decade. I received a preview of that study. That study will reveal what the deputy chief and the council members and I already know. Too many of our fellow Cherokees continue to struggle when it comes to housing. We've got to be honest about it. We're in a housing crisis, but it's a crisis that's bigger than the Cherokee Nation. It stretches across this region, across this state, and across this country. Here at home, housing is in short supply. Too much of it is substandard. There are too many elders in need of assistance that we've not reached yet. Rent is putting too much pressure on too many families. Housing costs sap the financial strength of too many citizens, especially those who can least afford it. Too few of our fellow citizens have a path to home ownership. This study will show a gap in the next decade on this reservation of about $1.75 billion. That's what our study will show. This is not a crisis that was caused by the Cherokee Nation. It's not a crisis that falls only on the Cherokee Nation, but it is a crisis that commands our attention. We are not a people who sit back and wait for others to come to the rescue. We are a people meant to lead, and we must lead on housing. We must lead on housing. The Housing, Jobs, and Sustainable Communities Act expires in 12 months. We must decide as a government whether we need to return to the days of waiting on the United States to come to the rescue, to hand down whatever inadequate funds Congress happens to approve. But Deputy Chief Warner and I will send to the council not just a temporary Housing, Jobs, and Sustainable Communities Act, but a permanent law. This proposal will put $40 million to the cause of housing every 3 years into perpetuity. That's $40 million on top of what the Housing and Urban Development Department provides under NAHASDA, and it will include our own business profits. We cannot solve the housing crisis if we stand still. If we stand still on housing, we will fall behind. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We were not a people who were meant to fall behind. And it's not just housing. Under the Housing, Jobs, and Sustainable Communities Act, we built 5 new community buildings. We've got 2 more under construction, and we've got 4 more projects out to bid as we speak. We've repaired or expanded dozens of other buildings, and we have locked down over $1 million in energy savings with our solar panel project. If anyone needs to understand the value of community buildings, go to South Coffeyville or Dewey. Take a look at Brushy or Barron. Go look at the plans for that new ball field in Greasy. Greasy fans over there. Go see, and I'm telling you, this is some of the best days I have lately. Go see families gathering at that new park in Kenwood or playing basketball at the Woody Hare Center. Spend time in Marble City where elders are speaking Cherokee inside and the kids are playing in a safe space outside. The list goes on and on, my friends. Our new Housing, Jobs, and Sustainable Communities Act will be all about building up Cherokee communities during this great Cherokee century. And if we put this plan into effect, we won't leave any community behind in this great Cherokee century. Last year, Deputy Chief and I proposed a new idea called Gadugi Corps. Last December, the Council approved the Gadugi Corps Volunteer and National Service Act. We now have a new program that harnesses the volunteer spirit that resides in the heart of every Cherokee and in every community. Under the leadership of Sean Crittenden. Now, hold on a minute. Sean Crittenden's the only leader I know that I can walk into any community across this reservation and increasingly across the country and say his name and everybody applauses. You don't even know the context and you're cheering for, that's because he's a good man. And he has provided the leadership so that people of all ages from here on the reservation and across the country are answering the call to volunteer in national service. Gadugi Corps volunteers logged 635 hours helping with disaster recovery, and students earned 365 community service hours towards all those college scholarships. We trained community members in disaster response, and volunteers helped 80 kids at our first Gadugi Corps reading camp in Pavilion. At-large citizens came home to volunteer. We placed our first 4 Gadugi Corps National Service participants with community organizations. Our volunteer database, and you all can join, is now over 1,000 under Gadugi Corps. And this year, the Deputy Chief and I, because we like what we've seen, will propose to go further. We'll double spending on Gadugi Corps because it's based on this. Cherokee Nation is its strongest when we build it from the grassroots up, not the top down. That's what Gadugi Corps is all about. My fellow Cherokees, no issue commands more of this nation's attention, time, or resources than health care. Our mission is not to build a health system that's adequate. Our mission is to build a world-class system of wellness for the Cherokee people. When Deputy Chief and I took office, the Cherokee Nation's health system was already the largest in Indian country with 1.3 million patient visits a year. This year, we're on track to see 2 million patient visits. Friends, staffing is up, access is up, and quality continues to rise. Since 2019, we've finished some amazing projects that we inherited from Chief Baker and Deputy Chief Crittenden, and we have just kept moving forward. We expanded 4 of our health centers. We began construction on the Carson Wellness Center in Stillwell, and in 2026, we'll break ground on a wellness center right here in our capital to replace the Marcoma Center that served us so well. The construction of our $450 million hospital in Tahlequah, which will double our inpatient capacity, is right on track. That $85 million health center in Salina, which will triple our capacity there and includes a wellness center, it's right on track as well. I was never prouder, though, than I was a couple of weeks ago when we broke ground on a facility south of Tahlequah. It was the vision of our First Lady. It was made possible by the Public Health and Wellness Fund Act. It is a $25 million drug treatment center built for Cherokees, by the Cherokees, and you know this part, we made the opioid industry pay for every single penny of it. Every penny of it. My fellow Cherokees, when it comes to health care, we're just warming up. I was born in 1975 in the Claremore Indian Hospital. My father was born there. My grandfather received his health care there. Thousands of Cherokee citizens and citizens of other tribes get their health care at Claremore Indian Hospital every year. The facility's always been staffed by wonderful people who work hard to deliver great health care. But the truth is, Claremore Indian Hospital operates in a federal system, the Indian Health Service, that has never adequately delivered health care to Native peoples. IHS is $26 billion behind on building health care clinics and hospitals for Indian country. IHS's budget is 7 times less than it ought to be. Quite simply, we have proven that when Cherokee Nation operates our own health care system, we do it better. We've proven it at this point. And so, Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Chief and I will send to the Council legislation for the Cherokee Nation to take over ownership and control of Claremore Indian Hospital by the end of 2025. Get it done. In the year ahead, we're going to continue to take control of our healthcare destiny and keep building towards that world-class system of wellness. My fellow Cherokees, as we experience the joy of celebrating what it means to be Cherokee, and as we undertake the work of building this nation strong and making this a great Cherokee century, let us reflect on what our ancestors faced 185 years ago. After removal, in conditions much harsher than any of us have ever known, in times more uncertain than any of us have ever faced, our ancestors found the will and the courage to stand back up. In the midst of all of that, when they might have given up, when they might have given in, they were filled with a sense of urgency to lift each other up. They were filled with a sense of urgency to lift this nation up. In our time, with all the blessings we have, with all the progress we've made, with all the strength we've built up, with the wind at our back, let us feel that same sense of urgency, that same unity of purpose, and move boldly into this year. Thank you all very much. Wado.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue to hear it for our Principal Chief, Chuck Hoskin, Jr. Well, folks, as I've heard our Deputy Chief, Brian Warner, say, if that don't light your fire, your wood's wet. Let's hear it one more time for Chief Chuck Hoskin, Jr., Deputy Chief Brian Warner. Well, I'm wore out because my adrenaline's been going. My arms hurt from my hair standing up on them. A lot of emotions here, Chief. But at this time, I'm proud to bring up a real treat here for you guys, the Cherokee Circle, if they would come forward as they lead us all in a song. Yes, please make them welcome.
I'll tell you what, Chief makes you want to pick up your war club and go to battle. Chief, I know you would have made it on the Trail of Tears. with the attitude like that, I mean, how could he keep from it? He'd been way up front, water up here, food up here. You know, back in 1970s, I want you guys to reflect back just a little bit, back when our Chief Ross Swimmer was leading the tribe. We had these celebrations. Very few people wore ribbon shirts back then. Very few people wore ribbon skirts. Very few people claimed they were Cherokee. Now look how far we've come. Downtown Tahlequah, thank you. Chief, Deputy, Tribal Council, Department of Justice, what a good day it is to be Cherokee. When I reflect back how far we have come in the initiatives that this administration has provided for us to succeed, in the language and the legislation that the council has supported, initiated by the chief, it just makes you proud to be where we are today. This group that we have here was formed about 10 years ago to attribute to Jack Kingfisher and Betty. This group here is from 7 different communities. And I'm proud to say that the youngest one, Jaleesi, is in the Clement program, learning how to speak Cherokee. My daughter, Candace, not here. She had to leave, but she's with the youth choir. She's learning Cherokee. So with an initiative like the leadership that we have right here at the Cherokee Nation, it gives you hope. And if we cannot preserve and protect the Cherokee language, as Chief said many times before, we're just another corporation. But God didn't give us Cherokees. God didn't give us the Cherokee language to lose. And that's why we're going to save it and perpetuate it. So with that, honor again to sing a couple songs. And it's our responsibility to continue the Cherokee language. And that's what we have here. We're going to sing a couple songs and hope you get a blessing out of it. One will be Heavenly Home, and the other will be Sunday School song. So will you guys step up a little bit, and we'll do it. Who's going to lead this one? Heavenly Home, Charlie, you going to lead?
Who will do harm?
Yahweh Lord, you jelly. Yahweh Lord, you jelly.
Chujeli.
Yehovah Chujeli, Dodani no Kisi, Dodani no Kisi.
Ikanawa Dusty.
Ikanawa Dusty.
Dodani Telani.
Dodani Telani.
Analaska Sisa.
Analaska Sisa.
Anila Gordiha.
Anila Gordiha.
Una Kota Kwaska.
Una Kota Kwaska. Ina Tela Kwaski. Ina Tela Kwaski.
Yehovah Chujeli.
Yehovah Chujeli. Dodani no Kisi. Dodani no Kisi.
Ikanawa Dusty.
Ikanawa Dusty.
Dodani Telani.
Dodani Telani.
Analaska Sisa.
Analaska Sisa.
Anila Gordiha.
Anila Gordiha.
Una Kota Kwaska.
Una Kota Kwaska. Ina Tela Kwaski. Ina Tela Kwaski.
Yehovah Chujeli.
Yehovah Chujeli. Dodani no Kisi. Dodani no Kisi.
Please get ready, council. The language is live and well.
What oh to the Cherokee Circle. At this time, it's my pleasure to bring to the stage, representing District 10, a woman I introduced earlier as a first language Cherokee speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to close us out in prayer, Councilwoman Melvina Shotpouch.
Radolista. Erorgalade hei, ujaleches kosan ye, and the scouting ho. Nivna de dosta, ul helist, iskin na go with seha, ogal stelto. Nihu is gay on hido hest, do you dage? Nihu de jadne laja, nola osage elana, ge hest. Hest ogas, or dante ha, nihi ge hest, jeez, na ayesh, thogilan stane. Nola jokitin hido, jukijan han. The hestela hido hest. The heon hido hest. Nola dogadage use hest. Ogi doggalanda hay. The scatin has ko higajik. Dunenasa, the nahagisa tohi, duhati nordline. Father, we just thank you for this day. We just thank you for all your blessings that you have bestowed upon this nation. Without you, as the cornerstone, it'd be impossible. I just ask that you would just guide us and protect us. Give wisdom and knowledge to our leaders. Lord, that we would just love one another. Lord, that you would just take us the rest of the days. As long as this world exists, Lord, that you would be our guide daily. Lord, I just ask a protection for those that are here today as they travel home. In your name we pray. Amen.
Well, everyone, what for attending today. On behalf of the Cherokee Nation, have a wonderful, blessed, safe holiday. What Also, ladies, check your ears. We have a Wilma Mankiller earring up here. We'll keep it up here.
duja dit la jini galistani Stajo kodi gas te stori dana ne loha esta a itles stizi Jadana teri stisti Tlago isti jaki une koisti Tlaskini jadulis to go di na another ne eli iski Tlas dagori ya